Hi there, I'm your Mayor, Judy Paul. The town of Davie is hosting its annual community forum, an annual event where you, our residents, and businesses have an opportunity to learn more about the initiatives, programs, projects, events, and other happenings that are on the horizon in the town of Davie. Looking ahead, I know many of you may be curious about the future of the town post-COVID-19 and how we are planning to provide the needed resources to our community. Therefore, I am imploring you to take a moment and listen to the myriad of educational information our esteemed team, including our town administrator and other staff, that they'll provide. Topics will range from our COVID-19 response, the town's budget, public safety master plan, economic development, the reopening of recreational amenities, and the upcoming solid waste transition. We need everyone to participate in this process. It is you that makes our community the best place to live, work, learn, and play. Thank you very much and have a wonderful evening.
Hi, this is Vice Mayor Carol Hatton, Councilmember of District 2. There's a lot that goes into ensuring that the town of Davie is operating smoothly daily. Understanding the intricacies is quite important to gaining a keen understanding of the town during this unprecedented time where most are impacted by the global pandemic in one capacity or the other. Let us talk with you about rebuilding the town's economy, our operational changes as we gradually take steps to reopen and to fully recover. As your District 2 Council member, I am here to answer any of your questions. Take care.
What an amazing opportunity it is to participate in this year's virtual community forum. I have always attended as a resident, but this is my first opportunity to attend both as a resident and the District 1 council member. When you stop and look at all the improvements around the town, especially along the Davie Road corridor, there are so many changes taking place, from the residential and commercial developments, restaurants, and shops that offer a wide variety of products and services. All these and more will be covered in the upcoming video.
Hello friends and neighbors, and thank you for tuning in to our virtual community forum. Before COVID-19, I was always attending the in-person event, which has always proven to be an ideal opportunity for me to hear from my residents and for us to dialogue on the various community changes. I look forward to the participation of my District 3 residents, and please stay tuned for the complete video. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Town of Davie Council Member Marlon Lewis, representing District 4. I know a lot of you are busy, but we need to hear from you through this participation in this community forum. These meetings serve as the starting point for what is to come in the upcoming fiscal year. Some information you may be already aware of, and some you might be surprised at. In listening to the upcoming videos, you will probably have some questions. I encourage you to take your pen and jot them down so that we can get them answered for you. Our goal is to provide you with the opportunity to be heard in your backyard through this easily accessible forum. Remember, we need your feedback.
Greetings, my name is Richard Lamack, Town Administrator. As we remain in trying times, I offer my best wishes to everyone for good health and strength as we look forward to brighter days and putting the pandemic behind us. We are presenting today on the town's vision and goals as we prepare for fiscal year 2022, which actually begins on October 1st, 2021. As in previous years, the town continues our commitment to transparency and accountability by hosting a public forum to provide an update on the past commitments, accomplishments, as well as planning for the future year operationally and fiscally. This presentation, although in a different format due to the pandemic, will be no less comprehensive. The past year presented unprecedented operational challenges, but we remained unwavering in our commitment to serve you while ensuring for the safety of our employees. The information presented has been compiled throughout the past year, or in some cases, years, from several sources, including the mayor and town council members, resident contribution, all addressing community conditions and commitment to maintain public safety, customer service, legal and legislative mandates, environmental needs, and of course fiscal stability. Our presentations have considered the current and future impacts of the pandemic to ensure that we are not negatively affecting the planning process. The Town of Davie leadership could not have predicted the pandemic, but by having years of prudent fiscal policies, including judicious emergency fund rules, we have been able to avoid the disruptive commonalities of facing, such as reduced services, decreased staffing, and stagnation of commitments. Today's presentation will showcase that we continue to secure the town's finances while remaining optimistic that soon the pandemic will significantly wane and the town will be in a state of readiness to deliver on our future needs and obligations. This year, we'll have another robust presentation designed to be creative and productive while remaining consistent with the town's primary goals driven by our budget priorities, strategic master and redevelopment plans, and the agenda will be presented in segments to make the viewing more specific to each area, and the topics being covered will include an overview of past year's accomplishments, public safety master plan, fiscal analysis, economic development, parks and open space, and special projects such as Governor Leroy Farm Park, Davie Wetlands Park, and the new Town Hall. We'll have solid waste and recycling collection, stormwater assessment, and a utility update. I hope you find value in our presentation and invite you to provide feedback and comment by emailing at pio@davie-fl.gov or leave a message at 954-797-1043. Thank you and stay safe. Since we did not have a vision and goal setting session last year, I want to provide a snapshot of the significant vision and goal setting initiatives accomplished in the past year. Private roadways. The private roadways within the Majestic Groves, United Ranches, and Hiatus Isles communities were paved. Until last year, this was not feasible, as these roadways were held in private ownership with no homeowners association, which made it frustrating for those residents who did not have the resources to plan and pay for a contractor to complete the work. By law, the town is not allowed to spend public dollars on private roadways. The matter was resolved by each homeowner providing an easement, which allows them to retain ownership, but also allows the town to perform much needed paving. This has had a positive result on the community values and public safety access. Community bus shuttle. The town applied for and received Broward County surtax funding for our green and blue bus routes, which provides valuable free transportation for so many to have access for shopping venues, medical offices, dining and socialization needs. In addition, the town also received funding and is now operating the South Florida Education Center free transportation bus. Together, these integrated routes offer transportation and connectivity to other Broward County bus routes and train routes at no cost. Charter review. The town's charter sets forth the legal requirements of government operations and is guided by Florida statutes. In accordance with the town charter, a charter review must take place no later than 7 years, and any recommended changes must be approved by voters of Davie. On November 3, 2020, general election ballot, the town of Davie had a referendum for a charter amendment in which 11 questions were proposed to the voters. Detailed information can be found on the town's website at www.davie-fl.gov. Low-income senior exemption. Town Council approved the long-term residency senior exemption, which gives an additional $25,000 exemption to seniors. In order to be eligible for this additional tax exemption, the applicant must be 65 years of age or older, have the homestead exemption on their property, and have a combined household adjusted income for 2020 not exceeding $31,100. LED streetlights. The town has begun LED lighting replacement and has completed several areas, including 50% of town parks, including Pine Island Park, and all the lights owned and maintained by Florida Power and Light. This will provide better lighting at a lower wattage with reduced maintenance, resulting in cost savings. Solid waste and recycling. The town's solid waste and recycling service contract was coming to an end, and a bid was required to find a vendor. Coastal Waste and Recycling was a successful bidder, and they will be taking over all solid waste collection responsibilities starting June 1st, 2021. Additional information will be provided in a following segment. At your leisure, please visit the other links to view the presentations. Thank you and stay safe.
Hi, my name is Bill Ackerman and I am your Budget and Finance Director. I have been working for you for almost 14 years right now. Today I want to go over a few topics related to budget and finance. I would like to go over our fiscal year 2022 budget outlook. Also want to review with you the impacts that COVID-19 has had on us financially, and also to go over our general fund reserves. First, I'd like to review our fiscal year 2022 budget calendar. But first, I'd like to explain what the town's fiscal year really is. So the town's fiscal year covers a period from October 1st to September 30th. So when I mention fiscal year 2022, that's going to cover October 1st, 2021 through September 30th, 2022. So to start, back on February 19th, we had our vision and goal setting session with our town council. This gives us a chance to meet with council and receive input and direction on a variety of topics. Some topics of discussion included operational impacts of the pandemic, budget outlook for fiscal year 2022, an economic development update, a public safety master plan update, discussion on redistricting, a review of the Stormwater and Solid Waste Assessment, an update on Town Hall, and discussions on Davie Wetlands Park, Davie's Farm Park, and potential funding for these parks. Then in February and March, Budget and Finance met with Administration and Human Resources with all the different departments and divisions within the town of Davie to review their plans for the next year's budget, as well as giving them direction for the upcoming fiscal year's budget as well. Next, we had our Budget and CIP kickoff on March 9th, in which Administration and Budget and Finance presented the upcoming plans for the budget, as well as CIP, and CIP is our capital improvement plan. Next on the agenda will be our first budget workshop and our CIP workshop, which will be held on June 9th at 4 o'clock in Chambers. 4 o'clock for the budget workshop, and then the CIP workshop will be at 5 o'clock on June 9th. Then on July 28th, we will have our second budget workshop. We have then our first budget hearing scheduled for September 8th at 5:15 p.m. We have our special assessments hearing scheduled for September 14th at noon. And then we wrap up the process with our second budget hearing on September 22nd at 5:15 p.m., in which at that time Town Council will approve the fiscal year 2022 budget. Next, we're going to review some of the budget considerations for our fiscal year 2022 budget. Now, we are projecting a balanced budget for our general fund. So what does that mean? What is our general fund? Our general fund is where we track our operating and personnel expenses and the related revenue for those expenses. So some of those areas include what you're very familiar with, what you see out there: public safety, police, fire. We also have public works. We track those different types of functions within our general fund, and we have to be able to have a mechanism to have enough revenue to come in to pay for those expenses. So personnel expenses are the most expensive part of our budget. So Mr. Lemack, our town administrator, sent a message to all department managers, and division managers back on January 21st, 2021. And his message was clear as it related to personnel expenses. For fiscal year 2022, he wanted to maintain the status quo on all positions. He didn't want any modifications or any additions to the next year's budget. Also, looking at our budget considerations for next fiscal year, we got to take a look at the revenue that comes in to our general fund. Ad valorem, or better known as property taxes, is our largest revenue source in the general fund. At this point, based on some information we received from the Property Appraiser's Office, we are expecting about a 3% increase in that revenue. Also within our general fund revenue for fiscal year 2022, we have to take into consideration the impacts of COVID-19 and how that impacts our intergovernmental revenue, which would include a half-cent sales tax revenue, state shed revenue, communication services taxes. We also have to take into consideration how that revenue impacts our parks, recreation, and cultural arts, because again, depending on how many people will come back out to their programs, could have an impact on our revenue. Going along with the general fund and our expenses for fiscal year 2022, personnel is our most expensive expense that we have in the general fund. And right now we have some contracts in place with personnel. So we have a couple of unions within the town of Davie. We have a police union that has a contract for fiscal year 2022. So we'd have to implement what's in the contract for next fiscal year. And the same thing for our fire and battalion chiefs. They have a contract that is for personnel related, and we'll be incorporating that information into our fiscal year 2022 budget. As it relates to operating expenses and the general fund expenses, again, COVID-19, we will continue to review that and make necessary adjustments for next year's budget. And also for debt service, we will be building a new town hall in the near future, and we will be issuing some bonds associated with that. So we have taken into consideration that the debt service related for the new bonds, and that will be included in next year's budget. And lastly, for budget considerations, we have emergency reserves, and they have been fully replenished. I'm going to discuss a little more about our emergency reserves a little later on in the presentation. COVID-19 and how it's impacted the town of Davie financially. Focusing on the fiscal impact of COVID-19 on the town of Davie and how it impacted fiscal year 2021, it's worth noting that within our actual budget, we have what we call is our budget message, which our town administrator puts together. Within the fiscal year 2021 budget message, we incorporated something from a town administrator that basically took into consideration the impact that COVID-19 has had on us. He had mentioned in there that we budgeted for the fiscal year 2021 budget expenses for COVID-19, which we have done. Again, these are for response type items. And also we had to take into consideration our revenues, and we had to actually reduce our revenues by about $3.2 million for fiscal year 2021, the current year that we're in right now, from different types of general fund taxes and intergovernmental revenues. And again, this is because COVID-19 is still the unknown, but we're still working through it. Still discussing COVID-19 and the impacts it's had on us. During fiscal year 2021, the current year that we're in right now, we did request reimbursement through the CARES Act through Barrow County for $2.8 million. And that was a reimbursement for expenses related to telework capabilities for our employees, for PP&E or personal protective equipment. It also gave us reimbursement for public health expenses and some salary reimbursement for our fire department. We also received approximately $2 million for our community services division. It was a little over $2 million, and it was basically for two different types of grants. One was for a community development block grant, CV, which is housing related activities, and we also received approximately $1 million for the Coronavirus Relief Fund, CRF, which helped with rent assistance. There were some other revenues we have received related to COVID-19, and it's helped us towards our code-related activities as well as towards some ambulance transport fees. General fund reserves. Town council and staff work jointly to ensure that we have emergency reserves available in case a disaster hits. Disaster could be in the form of a hurricane, which we've had in the past. We've had Hurricane Wilma, Hurricane Irma, and some others in between. Or it could be in the form of a pandemic. No matter the emergency, the town of Davie must be fiscally prepared. In order to ensure that we're prepared, our town council had passed a resolution years ago, and that resolution requires the town to maintain an emergency reserves amount equal to 25% of the general fund budget. In order to ensure fiscal responsibility, the previously mentioned resolution also allows the town to set aside up to 3% of the general fund budget for future unanticipated expenditures. In continuing on the topic of general fund reserves, yes, it's great to have an approved resolution that keeps us fiscally safe and prepared for the future, but we need to ensure that we're properly following through on that resolution. For fiscal year 2021, our general fund original budget is a little over $138 million, in which 25% of the budget is approximately $34.5 million. We are proud to say that as of September 30th, 2020, which is our most recently completed fiscal year, our emergency reserves have been fully replenished. Now, I say fully replenished because since 2017, we had to use our emergency reserves to get through Hurricane Irma, as well as some other hurricanes, Hurricane Michael, and as well as the pandemic. Now, we have received some reimbursements related to the hurricanes over the years as well, which has helped us as well. Now, our reserves resolution also requires that if we use our emergency reserves, that we replenish it over a 5-year period of time. We were able to accomplish this through fiscal planning and by reducing our overall expenses. Thank you for your time.
Hello, Town of Davie family. My name is Marciano Lewis. I am the Deputy Town Administrator for the Town of Davie. It's been a very trying year as the pandemic has not only redefined the way we live, but the way we deliver services to our residents and businesses. Also, the last year has seen a number of issues that have stirred national debate with respect to public safety. Whether it's a comprehensive review of how police officers interact with suspects, implementation of social networks to better attend to those with mental health issues, or providing first responders with the necessary training and equipment to deal with the day-to-day operations, civil unrest, or even natural disasters, governments are at a crossroads. At this point, I'd like to provide a brief update on the town's Public Safety Master Plan. During the fiscal year 2019 Town Council Vision and Goal Setting session, Town Council directed staff to solicit a firm to draft a Public Safety Master Plan. Specifically, this master plan is to focus on the police department and the fire rescue department. The police department has a total staff count of 298 members and a total operating budget of approximately $53.7 million. The fire rescue department has a total staff count of 184 members and a total operating budget of approximately $37.9 million. The town engaged Emergency Services Consultant International, also known as ESCI, to draft said Public Safety Master Plan. The master plan will look to answer 3 questions. Where are we now? Where do we need to be? And how do we get there? ECI's evaluation will provide for a comprehensive appraisal of the town's emergency operations in order to achieve the following. Evaluate current operational service delivery, which is based on a current assessment of current conditions based on current data. Second, identify future service delivery needs, which entails assessing community needs with consideration to financial resources. And finally, provide recommendations for operational service delivery, essentially identifying system strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. This is the timeline for the Public Safety Master Plan. Again, the project was initiated back in 2019, and you'll see a number of highlighted dates throughout the timeline. Specifically, I'd like to highlight the site visits that were done in January and February of 2021. In February of 2021, the company ECI gathered information from each the police department and the fire rescue department to put a survey together. The town is currently in the process of finalizing this survey, which will be distributed to the community in the very near future.
A few years ago, the town initiated a process to update its utility master plan to identify the future infrastructure needs. During this master planning process, an opportunity presented itself for the town to explore selling its utility operations to the City of Sunrise, which will be the focus of this presentation. Depending on where you reside or have your place of business, you could be served by several different utility providers, which includes the Town of Davie, City of Sunrise, Tyndall Hammock Water Conservation District, City of Fort Lauderdale, City of Hollywood, or Broward County, as you will see from the attached map. The City Sunrise in yellow is the primary utilities provider, servicing 60% of the town and generally everything west of University Drive. Next, the Town of Davie in light blue services 30% of the town, generally east of University Drive. Sunrise and Davie both have municipal water and utility rates that are high in comparison to other jurisdictions, as depicted in the graph from a February 2021 survey. In addition to the rates, the town has received numerous questions and concerns through the years from Davie residents serviced by the Sunrise utility pertaining to legal surcharge placed on their accounts and residents' reports of lack of customer service. To address these concerns, the town and the City of Sunrise held a joint community meeting and have had multiple intergovernmental dialogues to address Davie residents' concerns. During this time, both Davie and Sunrise were updating their utility master plans. For the town, this was predicated on the aging infrastructure of our South Water and wastewater plants, changes to a large service agreement with the Seminole Tribe, less than anticipated new customer counts, and our long-term users agreement obligation to the City of Hollywood. The town's master plan had an analysis and concluded that the changes must be addressed and estimated the cost at $150 million. This will require the town to issue new bond debt that will impact the customer service rates for Davie significantly. Sunrise is still revising their master plan. Davie and Sunrise mutually engaged a consultant for the preliminary evaluation to identify options and strategies for mutual efficiencies. The consultant's findings identified only one viable option to explore for further evaluation, and that was the town of Davie selling its utility operation to the City of Sunrise. Both the Town of Davie Council and the City of Sunrise Commission have independently and cautiously agreed to learning more about this concept. The town has stated that consideration of a sale would require the elimination of a surcharge, enhancing the Davie customer service process, rate stabilization and/or reduction, the elimination of existing utility debt, and the retention of Davie employees into the Sunrise Utility Department. This form of regionalization will afford the town to eliminate the need for additional bond debt. The Davie updated utility master plan will be presented to the town council for adoption, but not implemented until the exploration of a sale to the City of Sunrise is determined feasible. If the sale option is not mutually beneficial, then the town will implement the updated master plan and the bond process will be initiated to address the town's utility infrastructure needs. This is a very complex and potentially lengthy process that will be conducted with transparency, and updates will be provided at public meetings. Thank you.
I am standing outside Zona Village, one of the projects that is transforming downtown Davie Road. My name is Philip Holste, Assistant Town Administrator and CRA Director. I'll be providing an update on the town's economic development efforts and explain a little bit more about why residents and businesses look to make the town of Davie their home.
When we talk about economic development, we talk about the traits that make a community attractive to future residents and businesses. This map depicts the town of Davie boundaries. We start east of State Road 7441 and continue westward past I-75. We are bounded to the north by I-595 and generally to the south by Griffin Road. The town is located within a 10-minute drive from Fort Lauderdale International Airport and 15 minutes from Port Everglades. Interesting facts about the town of Davie include our square mileage is 35.6 square miles, which makes us the largest municipality by landmass in Broward County. Our population of 105,554 residents make us the fourth largest town in the United States. Our median income of $66,951 exceeds the Broward County and state of Florida median incomes, thereby making us very attractive for retail businesses. Finally, the town is home to the South Florida Education Center, including Nova Southeastern, University of Florida, Florida Atlantic University, Broward College, and McFadder. As a result, over 38% of residents have received a bachelor's degree, which means the town has a highly educated population that is attractive to the business community. Next, I want to discuss the unique features of the town. Approximately one-half of the town's acreage is designated for rural and agricultural use, i.e. 1 unit per acre. We utilize strong rural and agricultural preservation policies to prevent the conversion of these properties to more intensive uses. Furthermore, a significant amount of land is off the tax roll due to use for education purposes, religious institutions, and transportation uses such as 595, I-75, and the Florida Turnpike. Therefore, the town has identified eastern Davie from University Drive east to 441 and north of Griffin Road as its redevelopment area, as this area is home to the South Florida Education Center and the Community Redevelopment Agency, otherwise known as the CRA. The town created the CRA to utilize funding from multiple agencies to revitalize the community redevelopment area, including the Davie Road corridor. Now, I want to give you a snapshot of some projects recently built and ongoing within this development area. The first phase of the Academical Village project adjacent to the Nova Southeastern campus is close to completion. HCA Corporation is building a 4-story, 120-bed hospital with 100,000 square feet of medical office space. The second phase of this project will include a hotel with a conference center, multifamily housing, and commercial uses. The hospital itself will be open to the public in October 2021. University Point is a student housing project at the southeast corner of Davie Road and Griffin Road. This project is the largest development in the CRA's history and was recently awarded the Best Development Project by the Florida Redevelopment Association. In August 2020, Zona Village, a mixed-use project, opened at Davie Road and Southwest 39th Street. This project serves as the northern bookend of the Davie Road redevelopment corridor and will be home to restaurants and personal services businesses. When you're driving down Davie Road, you cannot miss the building with the bull out front, which is the home of Main Street Lofts, the first condo project in the Davie Road corridor. Now I'm going to talk about some projects that will be forthcoming in the near future. Similar to their sister project Main Street Lofts, Main Street Courts and Place will be built on the east side of Davie Road and will provide residential and commercial opportunities. Across the street from Zona Village on the west side of Davie Road, we have Promenade, which will include over 70,000 square feet of restaurant and retail space that will draw students and families alike to the Davie Road corridor. Planned for the northwest corner of Davie Road and Orange Drive, Frontier Square will be the entertainment center of Davie Road with 150,000 square feet of leasable space and 60 hotel rooms, all adjacent to the new town hall. At the old water plant at Davie Road, SEBA Group, the developer behind Zona Village, will be building a second Davie project. Now we've touched upon some of the economic development ongoing in the town, I want to talk about the parks and open space, which is one of the many amenities that draw residents and businesses to the Davie community. Davie treasures its vast open space, parks, and trail system. Nearly 10% of the town's land is preserved as park or open space, whether it's by the town, Broward County, or the state of Florida. Instead of just telling you that we have lots of parks and open space, we want to put this level of service or this acreage into context. The typical level of service for parks and recreation land is between 3 to 5 acres per 1,000 residents. The town's level of service is 10 acres per 1,000 residents. Based on our population of 105,554 residents, the town would need to provide 1,055 acres to meet its level of service. As we stand today, the total town park and open space acreage is 1,925.98 acres, which means the town's level of service for parks and open space is 18.25 acres per 1,000 residents. As depicted on the town-wide map, no matter where you are in the town of Davie, you are always close to a park or open space. Thank you for joining me to learn more about what makes Davie the place to live, work, learn, and play.
Hello, my name is Jeff Pullman and I'm the Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Arts Director for the town of Davie. This past year has posed many challenges to our residents and community as we have collectively navigated the COVID-19 pandemic. The Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Arts Department continues our phased reopening approach to align with current Broward County executive orders and CDC guidelines. Our plan focuses on the safety and welfare of all of our residents and visitors. At this time, I'll provide an update on current Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Arts operations, as well as the many projects that have been completed over the last year to enhance our parks and facilities throughout the town of Davie. Youth sports continue at the Bamford Sports Complex at Pine Island Park. At the time of recording, we are currently halfway through our in-house baseball season, our first sport to return since March of 2020. We have made the unfortunate decision to forego the basketball season this year since the gymnasium is currently the site of the town's vaccination pod. However, summer soccer registration is currently open for children ages 5 to 12 years old. The Town of Davie summer camp programming provided by Sunshine Child Care Programs returns this year to Eastside Community Hall, Ivanhoe Community Center, Robbins Lodge, and the Shenandoah Community Center. All camps will follow Department of Children and Families, CDC, and Department of Health guidelines. As you know, parks, playgrounds, and restrooms have been open for some time now, and regular sanitation continues at these facilities. The Shenandoah Splash Pad has also reopened for drop-in use and is a great way to cool off in the summer. As of April, park shelters have reopened and are available for rental to host small gatherings and parties. Indoor meeting rooms have reopened for homeowners associations and community meetings at 50% capacity. Indoor rentals and recreational programming is anticipated to resume in the coming weeks as we continue our reopening phases. The Fitness and Aquatic Center remains open to members and residents of the town of Davie. Enhanced sanitation practices are in place to ensure the safety of our members, including temperature checks to enter the facility. The town of Davie sponsored in-person special events are returning to the town in May. The annual Memorial Day Parade and Ceremony will take place on Memorial Day, Monday, May 31st, from 10:15 a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m. The parade will travel from the Fire Administration Building on Orange Drive to the Davie Arena at the Bergeron Rodeo Grounds, where the ceremony will immediately follow. Fireworks also return to the town of Davie on July 4th as we celebrate America's independence at Bamford Sports Complex. At the time of recording, the event will require pre-registration for Davie residents only. Please continue to check the town's social media and website for the most up-to-date information. Over the past year, the Town of Davie Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Arts Department has enhanced our registration processes. We now offer a new and improved contactless reservation and registration system for our residents. Most registrations can now be completed from your phone, tablet, or computer. Payments for facility reservations can also be taken over the phone. Next phase reopening will continue as we assess our operational plan related to COVID-19 to ensure the safety of our participants and staff as we implement additional programs and recreational opportunities for our residents. The Town of Davie Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Arts Department and Public Works and Capital Projects Department work closely to complete park and facility upgrade and enhancement projects to meet the needs of our Davie community. At this time, I would like to highlight a number of facility and park enhancement projects that have been completed throughout the town over the last year. The Pine Island Multi-Purpose Center has undergone extensive renovations, which include all lights in the facility being upgraded to energy-efficient LED fixtures, the replacement of the gymnasium floor and wall pads, restroom renovations that include energy and water-efficient upgrades, new flooring in the Oak, Arts and Craft Room, hallways, and offices. There are also plans for further renovations to the Cypress Room. The Ivanhoe Community Center has also received a number of upgrades over the last year, which includes new flooring and paint, as well as a complete kitchen renovation, including new appliances, countertops, and cabinets. The facility has also been hardened for protection against hurricanes. Upgrades include impact glass and new impact-resistant doors. Sunny Lake Community Center is the Town of Davie's newest recreational facility. The beautiful new facility overlooks the water at Sunny Lake Park. This facility will be available for recreational programs and rentals in 2021. In early 2020, the new Community Center and Fire Station 86 project was completed at Shenandoah Park. The Community Center officially opened 1 week prior to the first closure related to COVID-19. The Community Center features a large meeting room that can be divided, as well as a conference room and commercial kitchen. The park also received upgrades which include a new playground and fitness stations, which will be installed along the trail in the coming months. At Oak Hill Equestrian Park, a new ADA walkway and handicap parking spaces were installed near the pavilion, and a new playground that features a full-size horse and foal that children can climb on. The equestrian riding arena fencing has also been replaced. Berman Park recently received a new playground that mimics the Ninja Obstacle Warrior courses seen on TV. This active playground features natural shade and shade canopies to keep the playground cool during the summer months. At the time of this recording, the town is also in the process of completing 2 projects that are funded through the Community Development Block Grant Funding Program. Veterans Park projects include a shade canopy over the swing set and 2 small pavilions overlooking the playground and lake. Betty Booth Roberts Park projects include an enhanced recreational trail, outdoor fitness stations, and a highly anticipated new full-court basketball court. Both projects are in their final stages and are anticipated to be completed in May of 2021. As we continue to navigate the COVID-19 pandemic, our parks and recreation programs and events will continue to reopen while following all CDC guidelines. Our facilities and programs will feature increased contactless processes that focus on the health and welfare of our residents. On behalf of the Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Arts Department, thank you. We look forward to seeing you in our parks.
Welcome to engineering's portion of today's Community Forum. I am Jonathan Vogt, your town engineer for the town of Davie. Engineering's role is to ensure the town's public and private roadways and infrastructure are developed, constructed, and maintained safely and sufficiently to support existing development, new development, and redevelopment as the town continues to grow within its boundaries. This oversight consists of expanding and improving our roadway, drainage, utilities, pedestrian and bicycle facilities, and street lighting to meet the needs of our residents and businesses. At this time, I would like to briefly highlight some of the projects that the engineering division has recently completed that are on the design table and those that are moving into the construction phase this year. Two good examples of the town implementing road and infrastructure improvements completed in 2020 are the Nova Drive Roadway Improvements Project from Davie Road to University Drive, which provided multimodal improvements and traffic congestion relief for our ever-growing academical campus, and the Oaks Road Expansion Project, serving as a connection to our new industrial park and also serving as an alternate access to the Everglades Mobile Park community to Reese Road. The improvements on Nova Drive from Davie Road to College Avenue consisted of road widening to a 4-lane divided configuration with designated bike lanes, drainage facilities, landscape medians, new sidewalks, new urban level street lighting, and increased turning lane capacity at the intersections. The improvements on Nova Drive from College Avenue to University Drive consisted of the replacement and upsizing of the aging water main, road widening to a 3-lane road configuration with intermittent landscape medians, a roundabout for traffic calming purposes, designated and shared bike facilities, drainage facilities, new sidewalks, and new urban level street lighting. This picture provides a finished view of the traffic roundabout improvement and provides uplights in the interior circle and approach medians for enhanced illumination and safety at night. The new lighting in the corridor provides for a uniform, pedestrian-friendly illumination, which has encouraged the adjacent residential communities to utilize the corridor for walking at dawn and dusk. The Oaks Road Expansion Project consisted of a 2-lane road configuration with a designated bike lane, drainage facilities, new sidewalk along the north side of the corridor, and new street lighting. The roadway design took into consideration the possible future widening to the south side should redevelopment efforts require. Major roadway and infrastructure projects that are moving to the construction phase this year include the widening of College Avenue from Nova Drive to State Road 84 to continue improving our roadway infrastructure, traffic capacity, and multimodal connectivity serving our regional activity center, and the downtown Davie Road Phase 3 improvements, which will create a safer, pedestrian-friendly environment and enhanced aesthetic atmosphere. College Avenue is being widened and reconstructed to a 4-lane divided roadway with shared bike lanes, intermittent landscape medians, new sidewalk, curbing and gutter, expanded drainage facilities, and new pavement markings and signage. Construction is anticipated to commence during the summer, and completion is expected in August of 2022. Davie Road downtown is receiving a streetscape facelift, which will include new landscape medians, new widened paver sidewalks and sidewalk planters with tree root barrier protection, 2 mid-block pedestrian crossings, street benches, bicycle racks and trash receptacles, new decorative street lights, and receptacles for holiday lighting, new wayfinding and regulatory signage, and road resurfacing. These improvements create a safe pedestrian atmosphere for an up-and-coming, robust downtown experience. For a glimpse as to what is coming, new developments, such as Zona Village shown here, are utilizing the streetscape features to be incorporated in our new downtown. Construction is anticipated to commence in later summer, and completion is expected in November 2022. Here is an example of the streetscape paver colors, seating, and trash receptacles. Here is a view illustrating the wider sidewalks and adjacent covered arcade which will occur as the downtown is redeveloped. For projects that are moving to the design table, Orange Drive is being upgraded from 2 lanes to a 3-lane roadway from Davie Road to the Florida Turnpike. Work consists of road widening and resurfacing, replacing and upgrading of our aging water main, drainage improvements, the completion of missing sidewalk links, a widened recreational path for shared use with pedestrians and bicyclists alike, and LED street lighting. Overdrive between Pine Island Drive and University Drive is also going under design, and this section of the corridor will be widened from 2 lanes to a 3-lane roadway configuration with intermittent landscape medians, sidewalk on both sides of the roadway, drainage improvements, bicycle lanes, and new conventional street lighting. Finally, the third design project being undertaken includes the widening of Southwest 30th Street between University Drive and College Avenue to accommodate improved bicycle and pedestrian connectivity within the educational campus. The project will provide a combination of shared and designated bike lanes, sidewalks on both sides of the corridor, adding mid-block crosswalks, modifying and constructing new drainage facilities, and street lighting improvements, all to create a safer environment for our other modes of transportation, bikes and pedestrians. All 3 of these design projects are funded through the penny surtax dollars and anticipated to move forward into construction in the fall of 2022 or early 2023. That is the end of my presentation, and I thank you for allowing me to share some of the exciting projects your engineering team is engaged in.
I'm Assistant Town Administrator Philip Holste, and we will be discussing the town's plans to build a new town hall at its current location where we happen to be filming today. I will also provide an overview on our temporary relocation plans to Pine Island Park during the construction of the new town hall. The town of Davie is proceeding with construction of a new town hall at its current location of 6591 Orange Drive. This new facility will be approximately 70,000 square feet and it will span 3 to 4 stories in height. So you may be asking yourself, why a new Davie Town Hall? So we want to highlight some of the challenges to the existing town hall that require us to build a new facility. The existing structure is functionally obsolete due to deficiencies in plumbing, electricity, air conditioning, and facade deterioration. Unfortunately, we also have an issue with pests in our building. From a security standpoint, we don't have a single point of entry, which makes it very challenging to provide safety to the residents and employees at the facility. The current building is technologically inept. The current facility also needs to be upgraded to address ADA challenges, which our new facility would be completely ADA compliant. The current facility of approximately 24,000 square feet is too small to accommodate the staff needs for the town hall, which makes it a challenge to serve in the appropriate way. At this point, we don't have public meeting space at the town hall. Finally, it's a significant cost to renovate the existing facility, and we don't believe we'd receive our return on investment, and it still would not address the space and security challenges at the existing building. Therefore, we're proceeding with a new town hall, and the existing facility will be demolished by the end of 2021. Now I want to give you a project update. I'm going to start with the town hall project itself. We're currently working with Kirk and Associates to complete a design criteria package, as the project itself will be a design build project that'll be ideally released by the end of summer 2021. Next, I want to talk to you about the temporary town hall location at Pine Island Park in the northeastern quadrant. We're going to be installing 3 modular buildings. They will take up approximately 24,000 square feet of space. The Human Resources Department will be moving into the existing Parks and Recreation modular, and then Parks and Recreation will be moving into a new modular adjacent to the temporary town hall. The modulars will be repurposed for other town facilities following their use when the new town hall is complete. The temporary town hall will be going where the pickleball courts were and skateboard park. The pickleball courts have been moved next to the tennis courts on the south side of Pine Island Park, and the skateboard park will be relocated near the batting cages by June of 2021. The anticipated relocation to the temporary town hall is planned to occur by September 2021. The parking lot was reconfigured to provide more parking for recreational activities as well as parking for the town hall. We've increased the number of spaces from 90 to 155 defined paved spaces. Please note that as town hall programming typically concludes before recreational activities begin, this redesign will provide additional needed parking for recreational activities. In addition, the utility drop-off mailbox will be relocated to this facility when we move into the temporary town hall. Once the new town hall facility has been opened and the temporary town hall is removed, we'll be relocating the modulars for use at other locations. In addition, we're going to be replacing the existing location with a turf field. And when I mean the existing location, I'm referring to where the temporary town hall was. The final item for discussion is the budget related to the construction of the new town hall. This town hall project will be completed without increasing your taxes. The town hall budgetary elements include $4 million for design, $28 million for the actual construction of the building itself, and approximately $5.2 million for furnishings, fixtures, equipment, and IT infrastructure. This results in a total project budget of $37.2 million. Previously noted, this will be accomplished without raising taxes. As part of this project, we will be working on a master plan of the Town Hall campus, including the Davie Rodeo Arena and the Hucklows open space, as well as working with our private development partners at Frontier Square just east of the new Town Hall. To stay up to date on the new Town Hall, please go to davie-fl.gov, click on Government, and look under Capital Projects for the new Town Hall project. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Philip Holsty, Assistant Town Administrator. I am here today at the location of the future Davie Wetlands Park, located at the northeast corner of Southwest 136th Avenue and Southwest 26th Street. Today we're going to be providing you an update on the Davie Wetlands Park development.
Davie Wetlands Park was purchased in 2003 to preserve the 115-acre open space and prevent development. The goal was to develop the site as a passive park with wetlands. Here is a brief timeline of the project starting back in 2007. From 2007 to 2016, the Florida Community Trust and Broward County continually monitored the status of Davie Wetlands Park. Home Dynamics, who was proposing to develop a wetlands on the property, pursued a potential sale of the Sierra Ranches project, which would have eliminated the need for the wetland, as they were seeking to reduce their portfolio in Broward County. 2016 to 2017, we went back to the community to provide an update because of significant resident turnover since the original acquisition, to seek public input before reinitiating the project, and to solicit feedback about potential site modifications. At that meeting, residents made suggestions regarding access issues and public amenities, and that discussion continued in subsequent follow-up meetings with Public Works. Portions of the Oak Hill community experienced flooding multiple times in 2017 that left certain roadways impassable. The town initiated discussions with FCT regarding modification to the Davie Wetlands Park layout, including the wetlands and uplands. Home Dynamics also entered into the discussions with the town to abrogate the wetlands mitigation agreement, as they had created a site plan that limited the impacts on the wetlands at the Sierra Ranches project. Finally, the town began considering the construction of a lake at the park for stormwater purposes. In July 2019, the town and Home Dynamics reached a settlement agreement, and the town received $1 million towards development of Davie Wetlands Park. In the subsequent month of August 2019, the town received approval from Florida Communities Trust to reduce the park wetland acreage to 30 acres. In addition, the town committed to 55 acres of stormwater management facilities and 30 acres of uplands development. In 2020, the FCT management plan was finalized, and the town conducted a drainage study with the Oak Hill neighborhood that evaluated the feasibility of using Davie Wetlands Park as a stormwater retention area. The study was subsequently completed in September 2020, and the town is currently investigating the soils at the property to evaluate the existing conditions to determine the best retention area design approach. Davie Wetlands Park today. As we stand today, the property has been cleared of invasive vegetation. The oak canopy in the northern sector of the park has been preserved. The on-site wetlands have been preserved. And we're looking forward to planned construction of 30 acres of uplands, 30 acres of wetlands, and 55 acres of stormwater. The town is developing Davie Wetlands Park as originally proposed to not jeopardize the grant funding from Broward County and Florida Communities Trust, maintain local Davie control including operational dates and times, preventing residential development as that was what the property was originally intended for, keeping it as a passive park, ensuring a safe facility with security, complying with the town's night sky ordinance, and securing additional drainage opportunities for the surrounding community. When the town purchased Davie Wetlands Park, we received significant grant funding from the Florida Communities Trust and Broward County to purchase the property. As part of these grant applications, the town made grant commitments regarding amenities. These grants were competitively based programs whereby the number and types of amenities impacted how high you scored on your application. The town's application and subsequent approval to keep the property passive, void of development, included these committed amenities. The amenities include a nature environmental education center, canoe launch, an equestrian trail around the perimeter of the property, nature multi-use trail with fitness stations, picnicking facilities, a playground, lookout platform over the wetland area, and finally a boardwalk meandering through the wetland area. The next steps of Davie Wetlands Park include hiring an architect or engineer to prepare design plans. We intend to continue holding community meetings as we proceed with the design development of the park. The town is also looking at opportunities to provide public access to the property as soon as possible through recreational and equestrian trails on the park perimeter. To stay up to date on Davie Wetlands Park, please go to davie-fl.gov, click on Government, and look under Capital Projects, and you'll see a link to Davie Wetlands Park where you can get the latest information regarding this project. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Philip Holste, Assistant Town Administrator. I'm here to speak with you about the proposed stormwater assessment for fiscal year 2022. This has become a significant priority since the town has experienced widespread flooding numerous times in recent years. This assessment will provide funding to maintain the town's drainage system and enhance it through capital projects. One recent project was the construction of stormwater retention for the Davie Road corridor, where I am standing today.
Beginning fiscal year 2022, the town is considering the implementation of a stormwater assessment. As we begin the discussion regarding this potential assessment, I want to talk first briefly about the town's solid waste assessment and how it ties into the implementation of the stormwater assessment. As we look forward to the fiscal year 2022 budget year, we can provide an estimate of the fiscal year 2022 solid waste assessment. Based on the existing coastal solid waste collection and Wheelabrator solid waste disposal contracts, we anticipate the solid waste assessment would be $301.32. We intend to reduce the solid waste assessment based on an overcollection of last year's solid waste assessment. Therefore, we will be billing the fiscal year 2022 solid waste assessment at a rate of $252.05. In comparison with the year 2021 billed solid waste assessment, this is a reduction of $78.44. Please keep this reduction in mind when we discuss next year's stormwater assessment later in this presentation. The Town Council implemented the stormwater assessment process in its current iteration following the flooding of October and November 2020. In late October, the town received 15 inches of rainfall over a week. The town's drainage system handled this rainfall relatively well. However, there are areas of town that experience roadway and private property flooding due to the lack of a conveyance system and storage capacity. Additionally, as a result of Tropical Storm Eta, the town received on average 15 inches of rainfall in a 48-hour period. The two events combined amounted to approximately 30 inches of rainfall within a 30-day period. To date, the town has taken the following steps towards implementing this assessment. The Town Council approved Florida Statute 197 resolution stating that the town is contemplating a stormwater assessment for fiscal year 2022. The town has hired Calvin Giordano Associates and their subconsultant Munalytics to complete the stormwater methodology study. The town has also hired Neighbors Giblin to provide legal guidance through the imposition of the stormwater assessment for fiscal year 2022. On an annual basis, the town only spends $750,000 on stormwater operations and maintenance towards meeting our NPDES requirements. In addition, we undertake small and large drainage improvements to benefit streets and our neighborhoods as may be appropriate. At this time, the town is planning new neighborhood stormwater projects, but to date, no funding sources are available to construct these projects. Notable projects include community improvements identified through the Stormwater Master Plan, such as a pump station for the Shenandoah and Vista Fulari communities, construction of a positive drainage system for the Little Country Estates and Grove Estates neighborhoods, and the redesign of the Oak Hill drainage system to add capacity and direct excess stormwater to Davie Wetlands Park. As a result of the flooding over the past few years, we have initiated design studies for Oaks and Burris Road and Eastern Davie near Sunny Lake Park. These issues will continue until a more robust stormwater system is in place, so the town is looking to create new stormwater retention areas when new parks and open spaces are developed or as part of a new development. Now I want to discuss the timeline if we implement the stormwater assessment for fiscal year 2022. The first reading and second reading of the stormwater assessment ordinance would occur in May and June of 2021. We will hold community meetings in June and July if we decide to proceed with the assessment. Next, we would hold a stormwater workshop on the proposed rate and policy in July of 2021. The preliminary rate resolution for the stormwater assessment, solid waste, and fire assessments would come forward in July 2021 as well. Finally, the rate would be set at the special assessment workshop on September 15, 2021, and the town would be collecting this funding on the November 2021 tax bill. As we proceed towards setting an initial assessment rate later this year, we want to consider utilizing the estimated savings from next year's solid waste assessment of $78.44 as the placeholder for the proposed fiscal year 2022 stormwater assessment. As we've previously discussed earlier, we do not anticipate increasing the operating millage rate or fire assessment next year. Therefore, the proposed solid waste assessment of $252.02 discussed earlier and the stormwater assessment of $78.44 would result in no increase from this year's solid waste assessment. As a reminder, these milestones would only take place if the town pursues a stormwater assessment for fiscal year 2022 and upon town council adoption. This comparison chart shows this year's solid waste assessment. There is no stormwater assessment in fiscal year 21. The proposed 2022 solid waste assessment and stormwater assessment implemented, and the fiscal year 2023 assessment that for solid waste and stormwater reflects the coastal contract without the reduction and includes the CPI from fiscal year 2022 to fiscal year 2023. As we move forward with consideration of the stormwater assessment, please monitor the town website and social media regarding a community meeting and town council public hearing to discuss the stormwater assessment. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Philip Holste, Assistant Town Administrator. I'm here at the future Davie Governor Leroy Collins Park, located at the northwest corner of Shotgun Road and Southwest 36th Street. We are here today to provide you an overview of the park design and the project's next steps.
Governor Leroy Collins Farm Park will be a working urban mini farm where crops are grown and animals are raised, where children and adults learn in a hands-on environment about agricultural production from seedling to market. It will also showcase the area's agricultural history. This picture depicts a drone view of the future development site for the park. Now here's a brief timeline of the Governor Leroy Collins project. In 2006, the town of Davie purchased the park property with funding from Florida Communities Trust in Broward County. In 2007, the Florida Communities Trust Management Plan was approved. From 2007 to 2016, the town was seeking funds to develop the property. In 2016, the town hired Frank Custodian Associates to prepare a conceptual site plan that included all desired amenities. In 2020, the town hired MC Harriet and Associates to complete the full design, including construction documents for this park project. The original FCT management plan included the following elements: grazing pasture, observational platform, teaching farmland, barn pasture, education center, picnicking facilities, parking, wetlands, education signage, lake, bike rack, recreational and equestrian trails, a turnout area, and additional open space for the town of Davie. As park planning occurred, the town added more elements to this project, including a covered ring that would serve as an arena, a playground, greenhouse, pavilion, farmers market, brick pavers, and covered walkways. At the vision and goal setting session, the town council directed staff to move forward with the development of the park based on the original grant application, as the cost estimate would exceed $20 million for all the original project amenities and the amenities that were added later on. Through the consolidation of this project's wetlands at Davie Wetlands Park, the transfer of soil from Davie Wetlands Park to Governor Leroy Collins, the new project estimate stands at $7.9 million. Therefore, the town is continuing with the project design on this smaller scope through MC Herring Associates and will be holding community meetings in the near future to discuss the site plan. To stay up to date on the Governor Leroy Collins Park, please go to davie-fl.gov, click on Government, and look under Capital Projects for the heading of Governor Leroy Collins Park. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Leona Henry, Intergovernmental Affairs Manager for the town of Davie. I will be discussing with you the townwide solid waste transition. These changes will take effect June 1st, 2021. However, you might start to see some transitional changes taking place. Coastal Waste and Recycling, the town's new solid waste provider, starting June 1st, 2021, will provide all solid waste services, including residential garbage, recycling, bulk, and commercial waste collection. Please stay with me so that I can share the changes that are on the horizon. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to contact us. We are here to ensure that this transition is smooth and seamless for you. Thank you. Some of the topics that will be discussed in this presentation as it relates to the solid waste changes are an introduction to the new services, the new provider, Coastal Waste and Recycling, garbage and recycling services, residential bulk collection, household hazardous waste, bulk and yard waste, and electronics recycling, and contact us. Effective June 1st, 2021, the town of Davie is switching its solid waste provider from Waste Management to Coastal Waste and Recycling. Coastal will be servicing all town of Davie residential trash, recycling, bulk trash, and commercial waste. To assist with this transition, an informational brochure will be attached to your new Coastal Waste and Recycling card. The document will provide useful information such as a map, your garbage and recycling days, bulk days, and other important material. Please note your recycling container will not be replaced at this point. For more information on this transition, please visit the town's website at www.davie-fl.gov/waste and recycling. Curbside service residents will receive residential garbage and recycling pickup twice per week based on the geographic designation that their home falls within. As this slide dictates, residents who reside west of Flamingo Road will receive garbage and recycling services on Mondays and Thursdays. The brochure you will receive is for the western portions of Davie. As this slide shows, residents who reside from Flamingo Road to Pine Island Road, you will receive garbage and recycling services on Tuesdays and Fridays. The brochure you will receive is for the central portions of Davie. Finally, if you reside east of Pine Island Road, you will receive garbage and recycling services on Wednesday and Saturdays. The brochure you will receive is for the east portions of Davie. As a reminder, carts are serviced between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. on your scheduled service days. Please keep your cart away from any objects such as mailboxes, cars, trees, or anything else that would impact collection services. For tips on how to pack your cart for service, please visit the town's website at www.davie-fl.gov/waste and recycling. Residential customers who receive curbside services will have once per month bulk pickup. The bulk map will differ based on your geographical location. A specific color and corresponding number are assigned to the areas within the geographical boundaries to ensure you can locate your dates easily. For a complete list of do's and don'ts for your bulk pickup pile, please visit www.davie-fl.gov/waste and recycling. If you reside west of Flamingo Road, this is your bulk map effective June 1st, 2021 on your screen. If you reside from Flamingo Road to Pine Island Road, this is your bulk map effective June 1st, 2021, which is displayed on your screen. If you reside east of Pine Island Road, this is your bulk map effective June 1st, 2021. It is displayed on your screen. Are you residing in a condo or multifamily dwelling? Residents with dumpsters who are being serviced via the condo multifamily bulk pickup schedule? The next pickup dates for 2021 are August 5th through the 7th, 2021, and November 4th through the 6th, 2021. The Town of Davie is a participating municipality in the Broward County Residential Drop-Off Program, which includes household hazardous waste, bulk and yard waste, and residential electronics recycling. To dispose or recycle items at the county's facility, please bring a proof of Davie residency, such as photo ID and a document that shows your official address, such as a tax bill, trim notice, voter registration, utility bill, or other official government-issued document. Davie residents can utilize any of the county's residential drop-off centers. The closest location is a central drop-off center located at 5490 Reese Road, Davie, FL 33314. The site is open on Saturdays only from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Please note, bulk and yard waste services are available on alternating Saturdays. For a complete list of dates and operational guidelines, please visit www.davie-fl.gov/solid waste. If you have any questions on this transition, do not hesitate to contact the town at 954-797-1045 or waste@davie-fl.gov. The town's designated solid waste website page is informative and comprised of information related to all aspects of this transition. Visit www.davie-fl.gov/waste and recycling. Feel free to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Nextdoor, or YouTube at Town of Davie. Thank you for tuning in to this presentation.